of these actually changes the size? Which one changes the size of the transformation? C, because we're multiplying each coordinate by half. Okay, so C is the only one that changes the side. This one moves it to the right and down. This one reflects it. This one is a reflection over the line y equals negative x. Okay, questions about that one? So isometry means congruent, stays congruent. Size is the same, something like that, okay? So you're looking for something that makes the size change. Number 2, figure S is the result of a dilation. And you guys had a question like this on your quiz. So you're going to have to figure out the scale factor, right? So I always pick a point that is like I look at the two pictures and I make sure that I pick a pre-image and an image point that's exactly on a grid line. This point right here is exactly on a grid line, but when I look at the image, it's not. So I don't want to guesstimate and mess myself up. Does that make sense? So I'm going to use these 2 points right here. What is this ordered pair in figure T? This ordered pair right here. What's the name of it? Yeah, this is the ordered pair 6, 6. Now I'm going to go to figure S. This is the dilation, and I'm going to look at this ordered pair. What is this ordered pair? Okay, so here's how you need to think about this. You need to say to yourself, what did I do to this 0.66? What did I multiply it by to make it equal to 2? You did not multiply it by 3. If it was multiplied by 3, it would be, 18. Yes, you multiplied by a third. Okay? Does everyone see how we did that? You have a question like that, sir? Because, yes, say that again so everybody understands what you're saying. You're exactly correct. Because the dilation is smaller and C and D make it larger. Yes, good job. Awesome. Good way to think about that. I didn't even think of that. Okay. All right. So example number 3 has a right triangle, and right triangle ABC and AED are shown, and you have to come up with the rule. So I can tell you that the rule is it's being reflected over the line y equals x, but I don't want you to think of it like that. I want you to think about what we just did in the dilation. Point B of the original, this is the original, so this is like the pre-image. Point B coincides with what ordered pair of the image? Or like what letter of the image? E. Okay, do you see how B and E are, that's where it was reflected? Do you see how that works? So let's write down point B's coordinates. What is the ordered pair for point B? 215. Okay. Let's write down the coordinates for point E. 15, 2. So that means that the rule, when I look at my original shape, x comma y, is transformed so that I brought the y first and then the x. X comma y transforms to y comma x. I'm not trying to memorize any rules. I'm just comparing one point to the next. Does that make sense? Okay. So this is a reflection, but you have a question that asks you to write the rule on your test. That's why I did that. It's a reflection. It's reflected over the line y equals x. All right, so number 4. Number 4, I think I graphed, okay? So I'm going to just go to my graph paper on here. Whoops, right here. So let's graph number 4. So point P has the ordered pair 3, 1. This is P. And then it has the ordered pair 5, 2. That's Q. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3 is point R. So I took this shape right here and I moved it so that the new shape is -1, +2. That's P prime. Q, I'll make it purple, sorry, P prime. Q prime is the ordered pair 1, 3. and R is the ordered pair 0, 4. So I'm going to connect my points. And again, I'm just going to compare one point to the other. So what did I do? What was the movement? Well, it looks to me like I moved it to the left 4, and so x minus 4, y plus 1. Left 4, up 1. Okay, you really didn't have to graph that one, but I want to show you that you can do it on a graph and not get it wrong. Does that make sense? Do you guys feel okay with that? Okay. All right, starting with number 5, I wrote at the top of my paper, use graph paper. So we're going to look at number 5. So you're given 4 points. You notice one is the image and then one's the pre-image. So A, pre-image is the ordered pair 3, 3. A prime is the ordered pair negative 3, 3. B is the ordered pair 1, 2, 3, 4, negative 1, 2, 3, 4. And B prime is the ordered pair 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so when I first looked at this shape, do you guys see the bar that's over the top of AB? It says, which of the following transformations maps? What does that stand for, that bar over AB? Do you guys know? That mark that's over the segment A. Well, I just said it. Do you get? No, it says AB with it looks like this. AB with a bar over the top of that. That means segment. Okay. So I need to make a segment. So I'm taking, taking this line, this segment right here, and I ended up moving it so it became this line right here. That'll help you figure out what's happening. What did I actually do to that shape? Did I translate it? I rotated it. Yeah. Did I rotate it clockwise, which is this way, or did I rotate it counterclockwise, which is that way? 90 degrees counterclockwise about the origin. So the answer choice is C. Okay. Does that make sense? A little bit? Not really? No, I'm just kidding. Okay. So I want you guys to do well on this. And this is the quiz, like we did horribly on this last year. Last semester, not last year. Last semester, my students did not do well in this. I believe this is question number 6. Does it say that on your guys' graph? Okay. So number 6, we're starting with the point 4, 2. I'm going to call it point A. So plot that point. So you have a composition, and here's how this is written. It says capital R with a 90 degrees, and then it says that little circle means composition with R, X equals Y. So let's talk about what those mean. I'm going to make it nice and big. So first off, when you do a composition, you do the last item first. You do the last item first. So this little r means that I'm reflecting over the line y equals x. So this is going to be a reflect over the line y equals x. That's what I'm doing there. And after I reflect it, then I'm going to rotate it. I do that second. Okay, so I'm going to draw the line y equals x so you can see it. And here's what I want you to think about. Remember that when we reflect something, the distance stays the same. And distance is a perpendicular. So these all you just kind of follow the line, a slope of -1, right? It has a slope of -1. So if A starts over here, A prime is right here. Do you guys see how I'm like one diagonal unit away, one diagonal unit away? So that's A prime. So that's my reflect over the line y equals x. Now I have to rotate this 90 degrees. Notice that it doesn't say clockwise or counterclockwise on there. We talked about that. So if it doesn't specify, what does it mean? How do your quadrants go? 1, 2, 3, 4. This is quadrant 1. This is quadrant 2. So if it doesn't specify, it means that I'm moving counterclockwise. So this point right here, which is the ordered pair 2, 4, is going to become the ordered pair -4, +2. That is a 90. The original point was 4.2, yes. Okay. So do you guys see that? Answer choice is what? Answer choice is A. Number 7 is another composition. Number 7 is another composition. So this is my number 7. Okay. So I'm beginning with triangle JRB. So graph your points for your triangle. So 1, -2 is point J. Oh my God. -3, 6. I need to slide down a little bit. So -1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's point R. And then 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is point B. So there's JRB. It's a triangle. That's a little wiggly, but you get the idea. Okay. So when I look at my rule says capital T 2, -1 composed with R, and then it says y-axis. So which one do we do first? Yeah, we do the last one first. We're going to do this one second. So what does that little r represent? Rotates capital R. Little r is reflect, and we're reflecting it over the... Okay, so tell me what it means to reflect over the y-axis. Yeah, this is 3 units away on the left, so I'm going to go 3 units away on the right. B is 1, 2, 3, 4 units away on the right, so B prime is 1, 2, 3, 4 units away on the left. And J is just 1 unit away on the right, so J prime is 1 unit away on the left. And I'm going to connect my new points. So I've just reflected that shape over the y-axis. Do we feel good about that? Okay. Then what does that capital T stand for? Well, what's the other movement that we do? We reflect, we rotate, and we translate. So T stands for translate. That means because the first number is positive, that means my X is going to go to the right and my Y is going to go down. So I'm just going to take every ordered pair and move it to the right. 1, 2, down 1. B double prime. R to the right 2, R prime to the right 2, down 1. R double prime. J to the right 1, 2, down 1. J double prime. So my image, after it's been reflected and translated, is that black triangle. Okay. The question is, what are the coordinates of the vertices? Well, let's see. B prime is -2 positive. Sorry, it's B double. My marker just is not working. So B double prime is the coordinate -2, +4. J double prime, someone else, tell me what J double prime is.
5, 5.
It's 1, -3. And R double prime? 5, 5. So what's my order? What's my answer choice? Answer choice C. Okay, answer choice C. Does this make sense what we're doing? Okay. So if we had not done this and you guys had just taken this test, would you have been frustrated? Yeah, because especially we don't have anything in our, like, we really haven't talked about this, right? And I just want you to know that you can move everything on a graph. Number 8, we need to graph as well, but this is number 9 because it's a small one. So number 8 is on the back. So I'm going to flip over to number 8. Sorry about that, but I was just trying to get the best use of my paper. Okay, so for number 8, we have 0.3, A is the ordered pair 3, 1. So 3, -1, sorry. Here's point A. So it's going to be, it's going to have this composition of T 2, 5 composed with R, and then it says X axis. So I have to do this one first. The last one comes first. So what am I doing first? What does that baby R mean? It means I'm going to reflect over the x-axis. So if A is 1 unit below the x-axis, A prime is going to be 1 unit above it. Okay? Then I have to do this movement right here. What does that T tell me to do? T, translate it. Yeah, I'm going to go 2 units to the right and up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 right, up 5. So A double prime becomes what ordered pair? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's the ordered pair 5, 6, which is answer choice B. So I'm going to pause for a second. I need you to look at me and let me know that you understand what's going on. Do you guys feel good about this? Nathan? We're still going to go through them, okay? We're still practicing. Josue, Andres, do you guys feel okay with it? Yes? Zach? Yeah? Guys? A little more practice? How about in the back? What do you guys think? Colt, what do you think? More practice? Okay. All right. What about up front? Good? Good? Feel okay? All right. I'm going to go back to number 9. I'm going to go back to number 9 because 9 is just a little tiny graph. Okay. So it says after reflecting in the line y equals x. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw that line y equals x. That's just a line that has a slope of 1, begins at the origin. That's this line right here. This is number 9. It's on the front page. Remember I told you I had to like skip around because 8 wouldn't fit there. So it's back on the front page. This is number 9. So this is the line y equals x. I want you to put that line in there first. You're going to draw the line y equals x first. That'll help you think about what's happening. I really hate this tool. I mean, I hate it that I'm the new teacher and get all the crap. Okay. All right. So it says we're going to start with the image of, so after a reflection in the line y equals x, the image of negative 3, 2. So negative 1, 2, 3, 2. This point's image, this point right here is the beginning point. Its image lies in what quadrant? This lies in quadrant 2. This is the pre-image. This is the original point. This is the original. I need to know where its image is going to lie. So here's what I want you to think about, okay? When you reflect over the line y equals x, this has a slope of 1. So if you draw a line that has a slope of negative 1, down 1, over 1, down 1, over 1, down 1, over 1, 3, comma, negative 2, yes. So look, this is like 2 whole diagonals and a half. So if I go 2 whole diagonals and a half, it's actually the ordered pair 2, negative 3, bud. 2, negative 3. Draw your little perpendicular line. Perpendicular, remember, have opposite slopes, opposite reciprocal. So that'll tell you, if you look, this is 1 whole diagonal, 2 whole diagonals, and a half. So here's your half diagonal, and then whole diagonal, whole diagonal. This is your new point. It's the ordered pair 2, negative 3. But it doesn't even ask about that. What quadrant is it lying in? What quadrant is this? It's quadrant 4. Okay, it's quadrant 4. So you have to know how to draw the line y equals x. Okay, you have to know how to draw the line y equals x for that. Number 10, you don't have to do any kind of graphing at all for number 10. So I'm going to jump over to that page really fast. Number 10 is just asking you about rotation, right? So Omar is designing a garden around a circular fountain. He plans for the garden to have 60-degree rotational symmetry about the center. So if this is the center of the garden, this has rotational symmetry of Well, it has order of 4, which means it has 90 degrees. Yes, I heard you, sir. 90 degrees. So that's not it. That's not the one that Omar's using. Let's see. What about this next one? Rotate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Order 5. 360 divided by 5 is 72. That's not 60 degrees. So that's not going to work. Okay, let's look at C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 360 divided by 6 is 60 degrees. So I'm using example C. This has order 7. Okay. So 360 divided by 7 is 51.4 degrees. It's about. I did some rounding there. Okay. Good question. Does that make sense? Okay. You guys feel like you can do that? Yes. Josue, does that make sense? I went through that quickly. Yeah? Okay. If you have rotational symmetry, you're spinning it about the center. Think about the little pinwheels or whatever those things are that you like. I don't know. Okay. Number 11, we don't have to graph. We can do it right on the paper. I don't think I put number 11 on your graph, did I? Okay. So number 11, it says, what is the image of point A? So let's start with point A. Here's point A. After a rotation of 90 degrees counterclockwise, followed by a reflection in the y-axis. So let's rotate this 90 degrees counterclockwise. It's not going to end up where E is. This is the ordered pair 2, -3. So I want you guys to take your computers and I want you to spin it, or take your paper and spin it. You're going counterclockwise. You're going that way to the left. Take your paper and spin it one time. Stop. Listen. Stop talking, Parker. Take your paper like this and spin it one time. Where is point A now? When you're looking at point A, this is quadrant 1, and it looks like it's the ordered pair 3, 2, which is B. If you don't know how I just did that, so look, point A starts right here. If I rotate it 90 degrees counterclockwise, that means I have to go to the left. So I'm going to just rotate my paper. No, that's right. So this is now the ordered pair 1, 2, 3, 2. So what point lies at 3, 2? B. Okay. Who else needs me to show them how to do that? I want you to know how to do that.
So the point is you're getting enough on. Can I say it?
Yeah.
B.
No, you're talking about the final point? You're messing everything up. Stop. Okay. So now we're going to reflect it over the y-axis. So it's 3 units to the right on the y-axis. So if I go 3 units to the left, it ends up at point D. Okay. These are the types of questions that my students missed last semester. Colt, what do you need? What's going on back there?
I was just cleaning my mess up.
Okay. Which one of you guys had a sucker yesterday? Colt or Jack? Jack, was it you? Did you have a sucker in your mouth yesterday? One of you guys did. Well, one of you left a sucker stick on my floor. Shh, what? You guys didn't get any graph paper at all? When I walked around and passed out graphs?
No, I didn't run through.
So what have you been doing the whole time?
I've been like writing down what you were saying. At least he was trying.
I know, but
Try harder, dude.
I'm recording it. I wish you would have said something. I'm sorry. I apologize. That's okay. All right. So start where we are. I'm recording it, and I'll let you guys take a picture of my graphs. Okay. Is that all right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So what number are we on? 12. Okay, number 12. Number 12, we want to graph. So let's look at our paper, our little handout. We should have a spot for number 12. Okay. So number 12. So number 12 says that we are starting at the point -4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, -4, 1, and we're going to reflect it across the line y equals -2. What does that line look like? Is it horizontal or vertical? It's horizontal. Y equals -2 is this line right here. I draw it on my paper so I can see how far away it is. I want to count. Okay? I have to have the visual. So let's see. This point is 1, 2, 3 units above. So I need to go 3 units below. So that's where the new point is going to be. Okay. After I do that, I'm translating it. Parker, can you drink that the right way or just not drink it at all? After I do this, I'm translating it 5 units horizontally. I'm taking this point and I'm translating it 5 units horizontally. What does that mean?
Left and right.
To the right. I'm going to the right. Otherwise, it would be negative. It would say negative 5 units horizontally. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is where I end up. This is the ordered pair 1, negative 5. Do you see how it says what are the intermediate and final coordinates? That's a good question. It asks you for the intermediate and final coordinates. So this coordinate 1, 2, 3, negative 4. You need both of them. You need both negative 4, 5 and 1. Sorry, negative 4, negative 5 and 1, negative 5. You have to name both. Intermediate means the middle step, okay? Do you guys feel okay with that? Sometimes I just can't with you. Okay, let's look at number 13. Number 13, you don't have to graph. It's already like done for you basically. So number 13 is a reflection in parallel lines. Number 13 is a reflection in parallel lines. So here's what I want you to think about. You're taking this image, triangle L, and you're going to reflect it across this dashed line. Okay? So they gave you this point right here. They told you what point L is. How far is point L from this line? It's 25 units away. And we have said several times that when you reflect, you're really just moving it the opposite direction, the same distance, right? So if this is the point 45, 6, and I add 25 to that, this is actually going to become the point 76. Okay. Does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
Does everybody feel okay about that?
Mhm.
Okay. Number 13, we're going to put on our little graph. Number 13, we're going to put on our graph. We have 2 moves on that. 2 moves on that. So we're going to do the first move first, right? So let's go to our graph. I'm totally lost on the graph, so I'm not really sure. 13 we just did. Sorry, 14. Thank you. Sorry. So 14, say again, is 76. 13 is D. It's going to be the ordered pair 76. Okay. So number 14, point P is the ordered pair 2, 3. So I'm going to put point P right there. It's going to be transformed under the composition little r, x equals 4, composed by little r, x axis. So which one do I do first? You do the last one first, this first one last. So if I reflect this point P over the x-axis, it's going to be going down this way, P prime, right? Because it's 3 units above, so I need to go 3 units below. Now I'm going to reflect it over the line x equals 4. X is 1, 2, 3, 4. That's this line right here. It's a vertical line. This is 2 units away from this line, so I'm going to go 2 units in the opposite direction. So what is that point? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, negative 3, right? It's the ordered pair 6, negative 3. And that's not a multiple choice question. That's a fill in the blank kind of question. And you do have, I think, 3 of those on your test. It also has some extra credit on it too, though. Okay. Does that make sense what we did? Everybody shake your head. Yes, you don't have to look at me, just shake. I'm looking for a shake, shake. Okay. Let's go to number 15. So number 15, I'm starting with the point 6, 1. So point A is the point 6, 1. The rule that I'm performing on this is y, little r, y-axis composed with, so a composition with little r, y equals x. Which one do I do first? Do the last one first. So I'm going to draw the line y equals x. Goes right through the origin. It has a slope of 1. So remember, if this has a slope of positive 1, I'm just going to draw a line that has a slope of negative 1. So how far is point A away from this line right here? Well, point A is 1 whole grid, 2 whole grids, and a half. So I'm going to go a half and 2 more whole grids. So A prime ends up right there. Are you guys seeing what I'm talking about when I'm talking about the distance, how I'm counting that? So yeah, so it's at 1, 6. But then I have to do what? Then I have to reflect it over the y-axis, right? Reflecting it over the y-axis. God bless you. So that's going to become negative 1, 6. Negative 1, 6.
It's simpler than it looks, people.
It is, and it definitely helps to have a visual. Like if you were to take this test and not grab a piece of graph paper, you're really doing yourself a disservice, right? Okay, can we go on to number 16? Again, this is recorded for us, okay? So number 16, let's see. Number 16 starts at -4, +6. So point P starts at -4, +6. And the rule R x equals 2 composed with R in the y-axis. So the first thing I'm going to do is the reflect over the y-axis. 1, 2, 3, 4 units away. So I'm going to put a point 4 units on the opposite side. Do you guys feel okay with that? And then I'm going to do that reflect over the line x equals 2. That's a vertical line. Here's my line x equals 2. So this point is now on the right side of my reflection line. I'm going to move it to the left side. It's 2 units on the right. I'm moving it 2 units on the left. Yeah, so P double prime becomes the order pair 0, 6. 0, 6. Number 17 is just the letter A. I'm going to do it on the board because I didn't draw a graph for it. So number 17, we have this capital A. It starts like this. And it says that we are taking this image and we're going to perform this R in the x-axis composed with R, capital R of 90 degrees. So what am I doing first? Rotating it 90 degrees. So I'm taking this capital A and I'm rotating it 90 degrees. And because it doesn't specify, I have to go clockwise. So think about this living in quadrant 1. When I rotate this, I'm going to take my paper and do this. So what does it look like? It looks like that, right? Does that make sense? I mean, it got a little bigger. Sorry, that's just because I can't draw perfectly. And then what do I do with it? I reflect it over here. So what's that going to look like?
Looks like B.
It's going to be down there. So what answer choice is that?
C.
Answer choice C. Does that say my battery is low?
Yeah.
Okay. Answer choice C. Number 18, we're going to graph. Number 18, we're going to graph. Did someone unplug me over there? My battery is running low. Okay, let's do number 18. So number 18, we're beginning with the point 2, -3, starting with the point 2, -3. That's point A. It says, what are the coordinates of A prime after we do a capital R 90 degrees composed with a little r in the y-axis? So what do you want to do first? Reflect over the y. It's 2 units on the right, so I'm going to put it 2 units on the left. So this is where A is living right now, okay? Then I have to rotate it 90 degrees. It doesn't specify, so I'm going counterclockwise. So if you can't see that, take your paper and turn it. But this is the ordered pair 2, -3. When I rotate this, this becomes the ordered pair 3, -2.
I know, it kind of combines.
Because if it doesn't specify, we've said this a couple times, Parker, listen, if it just gives you a degree, you're going counterclockwise, just like the quadrants go. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Does everybody understand that if it doesn't specify? Okay. Are we good to go to the back page? I think it says part 2, free response. Am I right? Am I on the right zone? Okay. So number 1, it says point A is the ordered pair 6, 3. So here's point A. That's the ordered pair 6, 3. It's reflected in the x-axis. Find the coordinates of its image. So what happens when I reflect in the x-axis? It just gets flipped over, right? Change the sign of the y. So that's 6, -3. That's a fill in the blank. That's a fill in the blank. I'm hoping by the time we're done with this, you guys feel so good about reflecting and rotating that you're just going to knock it out of the ballpark. Number 2 says, hey, given the translation T, that's meaning that we're going to translate, right? Such that we have x minus 1, y plus 3. We have to find the image. So the first thing that we have to do is we find the image. So this is the original point. This is the OG point, 1, -2. So if I start with the OG point 1, -2, I'm going to call it A. And I perform this rule of -1 up 1, 2, 3. What is the new point? How about 0, 1? That's all right. So question A, the answer is the ordered pair 0, 1. Okay. Question baby, like little b says, hey, what if the pre-image, what is the pre-image of this point? So this is saying this is like point B prime. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's kind of going to live in here. Sorry about that. I'll erase that in a second. So this is B prime. It's already been moved. So some point got moved to the left and up 3. So can I just do backwards? Go to the right and down 3 to figure out where I started? And that's the point 6, 3. So the original point is 6, 3. Colt, is that you? Yeah. Can you just go out in the hallway? I'm just done today. Okay, just go. If you can't like sit and be human, go. Is that you making that hawker noise? It's disgusting. Just go. Just go. Do you need to go to the restroom? I don't care. It sounds gross. I don't want to hear that. Go out in the hallway if you have to make that noise. That's disgusting. What? What did you just mumble over there? Because you know that I heard.
I didn't say anything.
What are you fussing about?
That literally wasn't me.
Number 3. Point A is rotated 180 degrees in a counterclockwise direction around the origin. If A started out as the ordered pair -1, +3, what are the coordinates of A prime? So I'm rotating it 180 degrees. Where's it going to end up? It's going to end up in quadrant 4 at 1, -3. It's going to end up at the point 1, -3. Question number 4, ordered pair 2, 7 is reflected in the line y = 5. It's a horizontal line. Goes through the y-axis at 5. So if it's reflected over that line, it's 2 units above it. I'm going to put it 2 units below it. So what's the new coordinate? 2, 3. Last one, number 5, you don't have to graph it at all. It says that you started with the ordered pair 2, 3, and under dilation, it ended up being the ordered pair 8, 12. 2 multiplied by what equals 8, and 3 multiplied by what equals 12. What is my multiplier or my K value? 4. K equals 4. Okay. That is your review guide. Your test is on Monday.
What is the answer?
To number 4, it's the ordered pair 2, 3.